Before you continue, pause and answer one question. What do you seek from truth? If you desire advantage, you have already lost your way. Truth bends for no one, and it serves nothing that is built on ambition. If you seek escape, you will find only mirrors, endless reflections of the same walls you carry within. If you want safety, turn back now. There is no safety here, only clarity. But if your desire is to see, even if what is revealed overturns all you believed about yourself, then continue. Understand this. The path ahead does not offer comfort. It does not promise power, certainties, or reward. It strips away illusion. It reveals architecture. It shows you the scaffolding of your own consciousness. Every word that follows will measure you, not by your achievements, but by your sincerity. If you are willing to stand before your own reflection without turning away, then step forward. If not, close this now and remain untouched. The choice is yours. You felt the call long before you answered. It pressed against your awareness, quiet but constant. A knowing that the life around you could no longer contain what you were becoming. The world had thinned. Its meanings repeated themselves until they lost substance. Others walked through it unchanged, but you noticed the shift. The call was not a sound. It was a weight in the chest, a pressure that refused to be ignored. When resistance faded, the surface broke. Reality folded inward. Light and darkness separated with clarity. There was no distance traveled, only a change of state. Silence gathered. Within that silence, form obeyed intention. A hall took shape, not built, remembered. Stone, proportion, and shadow aligned with exact purpose. At its center stood a presence you recognized before naming. Thoth. He had not arrived. He had always been here. Only your perception had moved. He regarded you without judgment, the way law regards itself. When he spoke, no sound reached your ears. The words appeared within you, clear and direct. You have entered the house of life, not by chance, but because your ignorance has reached its limit. His presence offered no comfort, only clarity. Truth does not soften itself. A movement of his hand revealed a book woven of light and memory. Its pages turned without motion, each revealing a pattern you had lived. This is not a record of events, he said. It is a mirror. Every choice, every silence, every action left its mark, no ink, only currents of force shaping and reshaping form. You believed you were a body moving through time, he continued. You are time itself, observing its own motion. The book stirred. Images appeared. Fear, desire, pride, loss. Moments once hidden returned with precision. These are not mistakes, he said. They are equations, unresolved until seen. Nothing condemns you. It only measures truth. You began to speak. Thoth stopped you with a glance. His gaze held patience and complete indifference. No word is required, he said, only recognition. Do you see what you have been? The images stilled. For a moment, the structure was obvious. Every thought calling its echo, every act shaping consequence. Perfect symmetry. This is why you were called, Thoth said. To remember that law is not punishment. It is precision. He turned toward a corridor cut through darkness and geometry. If you wish to continue, follow. If not, wake. Either way, the work continues. You stepped forward. The atmosphere tightened, alive with meaning beyond language. The house of life unfolded before you, and you entered its depth. You follow without hesitation. There is nothing to decide. You are already moving through the consequence of your choice. The corridor does not lead forward. It leads inward. Stone becomes darkness. Darkness becomes structure. Structure becomes intention. At its end, the space opens. You stand inside a vast chamber. No walls, no ceiling. Only an expanse woven from countless strands of light, intersecting in every direction. The net, each thread is alive, vibrating with memory, carrying the weight of choice and consequence. Thoth speaks. This is the fabric of your becoming. Every thought, every act, every silence binds you to itself. You reach toward a single strand. It reacts instantly, flaring with recognition. Images surge, not scenes, but states of being, fear, desire, avoidance, longing. You pull your hand back, but nothing retreats. The thread continues burning. You cannot withdraw from what you have made, Thoth says. You can only see it, understand it, and complete it. A knot reveals itself, a tangle of jagged light, pulsing unevenly, struggling for coherence. Thoth gestures. This is fear, not the emotion, but the moment you surrendered to it. You feel it open. You do not relive the event. You witness its structure, a collapse of will, a retreat from truth. No judgment, only clarity. A knot forms when you refuse to remain present, Thoth says. Every place you turned away from yourself remains unfinished. Another knot rises, darker, heavier, its strands twisted on themselves. Resentment, Thoth names it, a refusal to release what has already ended. You feel its weight, not emotional, but geometric. A loop feeding itself, consuming energy without movement. What you hold holds you, Thoth says. Release is not forgiveness of another. It is the return of force to its rightful course. You watch as the knot loosens. Light straightens, and the thread rejoins the whole. No drama, only adjustment. A third knot appears, not sharp, not heavy, but blurred in many directions. Confusion, Thoth says. The attempt to stand in all directions at once. You examine it. It is not pain. It is dispersion, the inability to choose. When you refuse to commit, Thoth continues, you dissolve your own momentum. Resolution requires direction. With a single deliberate breath, you give the thread direction. It aligns. The knot dissolves. You see, Thoth says, there is no punishment here, only correction. The net brightens, threads converge, synchronizing around you. For the first time, you perceive the pattern. Every knot marks a place where you abandoned presence. Every resolution is the return to yourself. You look out across the vast weave. Some threads stretch deep into shadow, others burn near your feet. All of them are yours. Your life has not been happening to you, Thoth says. It has been happening from you. You stand silent. There is nothing to defend, nothing to ask. You understand. Thoth turns. A passage appears, narrow, exact, cut through the weave itself. Now you know what binds you, he says. The next chamber will show you what frees you. You step forward. The net fades, but its structure remains within you, not as memory, but as recognition. You enter the third chamber. The passage narrows, not physically, but in meaning. Nothing follows you here. No memory, no expectation, no story. Only awareness. The corridor opens into a chamber without walls or center, a space defined only by what occurs within it. There is nothing to see, yet you see. A single point of light burns before you, small, exact, unmoving. Thoth speaks. This is the first fire. You did not create it. You uncovered it. The flame does not flicker. It simply is. You approach, and the chamber responds, not with vision, but with insight. There is no distance between you and the flame. There never was. All knowledge, Thoth says, is a reflection of this. You reach toward it. Your hand does not move. Movement is unnecessary. The flame receives you because you recognize it. It enters you without entering. It reveals without showing. There is no sensation, only fact. You are the vessel. You are the witness. You are the flame. Thoth speaks again. The world taught you to seek power outside yourself, in symbols, in systems, in the shifting forms of circumstance. The flame expands, not in size and in certainty, but all force originates here. Creation is not an act of will, it is an act of alignment. You see it now. Every thread in the net pointed back to this flame. Every knot was only a place where the flame was forgotten. To master yourself is not to control your nature, Thoth says, but to perceive it without distortion. The flame pulses. Your perception sharpens. You see how thought arises, how emotion follows, how action completes the arc. Not theory, structure. Thoth continues. Most lives are spent reacting. Few recognize the origin. Fewer still return to it. He looks at you, not with interest, but with acknowledgement. You are here because you did not turn away. You understand. The flame is not an object. It is the axis of your being, the point where all threads converge. If you remain here, you could dissolve into it completely. No self, no question, only source. But Thoth speaks. This chamber is not the end. Those who remain here escape consequence but abandon creation. You do not answer. You do not need to. You will return, Thoth says, not as one seeking truth, but as one who carries it. The chamber shifts. The flame does not vanish. It relocates, settling behind the center of your awareness, fixed, steady, beyond distraction. The house of life does not confine, Thoth says. It reveals. What you do with what you see becomes your law. The chamber dissolves. The corridor, the net, the hall all fall away. There is no movement, only transition. You open your eyes. The world is unchanged, but you are not. No revelation announces itself. No vision clings. Only precision remains. You feel the flame, constant, silent, measuring every thought before it becomes form. Thoth's final words echo without sound. The work continues wherever you stand. Nothing more is given. Nothing more is required. You breathe, the axis holds, and the path is yours.